What's up, everybody? I'm TJ.
And I'm Kelsey, and we are
the Nashville Wine Duo. You know what I think they need more of?
What?
Songs about gin.
Songs about gin?
Yeah, I mean, you have the gin Bloosoms, but then you have like Snoop Dogg who did gin and juice.
Yeah.
But I need more gin. Stuff
Okay,
about
so
gin.
let's talk about this conversation. So we are going to be talking about an amazing gin tonight.
Oh my gosh, it is incredible.
Yeah, but I feel like gin gets kind of a bad rep, and
it does.
I think that a lot of that has to do with the fact that people don't know how to enjoy gin. And I think that also people, when they were in high school or if they were in college, whatever, they had gotten wasted on gin at some point. I don't know. I think there's like multiple things. I think that people don't immediately, but I also think it's making a massive comeback.
Okay, so when I met Kelsey, she didn't like gin. And I'm a big gin drinker.
Okay, but
and
if I'm
always
being
have
honest with
been.
you, I didn't know why I didn't like gin.
And that's what I want to get into. So you liked vodka, but you weren't a big gin person.
Right.
Or maybe never even had gin. I don't even know if you had a bad experience with gin and that's why you didn't want it. We
No,
never really talked about it.
I had
But
a
what was it against gin?
I think I had a very cheap gin at some point. I mean, but everything I was drinking in high school was cheap and not good.
And you shouldn't drink in high school. FYI.
Yeah,
Don't
do
be
that.
drinking in high school.
But I actually don't think any high schoolers even know what if they're looking like gin.
They don't know what they're
no,
yeah.
They don't know what they're looking for.
So you had a bad experience with gin in high school.
Yeah,
probably.
but I talked to so many people, and a lot of them are like, I had a bad experience with gin. And I'm like,
I do too.
But I wonder, was it gin? And they're just blaming it on gin, but they were so trash that someone was like, oh, you had gin.
Wait, did you say Jim or
No,
gin?
gin.
Oh, okay.
Could be Jim too.
Because Jim, yeah.
But no, I mean, like looking back and like now at being older and tried gin, I'm like, I don't remember ever trying much like what I'm trying now, but that's maybe because I was trying horrible stuff and now I'm trying really good stuff.
Well, and again, to be frank and honest, and I'm Frank and Jim and all these male names that we're using, but there are some bad gins out there.
Well, there's some bad of everything.
There's bad everything.
Yeah.
But there are some, like in gin, can be different across the board. Like there can be different, just like wine or whiskey or whatever. Like, there's different gins out there that serve a purpose, and you can drink them straight. You can do it in a cocktail. It's more floral and botanical and like all that. But I'm just saying, like gin as a whole, you can't, just like Kelsey and I always say, like you can't just say I don't like gin, because there's a whole catalog of flavors and profiles and things out there under the gin label you're just eliminating by just saying I don't like gin. It's
100%.
like saying I don't like cab or I don't like whiskey or whatever. Like there's some really smooth whiskeys. So I don't know. When people just eliminate a whole category of something, we're not fans of that.
No, definitely not. And I really do. When I was saying just when we were first starting this, I think that gin is making a major comeback, and I think that's because people are seeing it more as a craft product. And I think that, I mean, I'm not saying that people don't put a lot of work into making vodka or whatever they do. I need to like research that more. But I think with vodka, it's very like kind of like one note. You kind of always know what you're getting. And with gin, it's very like diverse. Like you get so many different flavors from different gins.
Yes.
It's a lot like wine, and I feel like it's also a lot like bourbon or whiskey. So it's like it's the interesting like kind of like tequila too. Like tequila and gin, I think are both very interesting because they can have so many different kind of vibes going on with them.
Yep.
I've said vibes twice in 2 podcasts. I'm like, I'm old. But no, I feel like gin is really interesting. I think it's got this botanical stuff going on. I think when it comes to cocktails, gin can highlight a cocktail like vodka never could.
Yes.
Like it can elevate a cocktail in a way that vodka could never do. And the botanical nature of it is so interesting. I don't know. I've grown to really love it, and I love.
That's the thing. You have actually like grown to love
I mean,
gin.
well, now when I drink it, I'm like, I like to taste the gin. Like, but like I never was drinking a vodka tonic and being like, oh, I want to taste the vodka. I was just drinking it to like drink a vodka tonic. But gin was like, oh, I want to taste the gin. you know?
Because gin is so good.
So we found this gin that
Yes.
is
So
incredible.
we came across these people. I think it was on Instagram. We came across them and we reached out and we wanted to showcase them and talk about them. So the name of this gin company is Pacific House Gin, and the cool thing about this company is are they deliver small batch. That's how what they do. So they're a small batch gin company from San Francisco, California, and they're just doing incredible stuff with gin. They've got a bunch of different varietals that they're making, and we've been really enjoying the deep umami one, which is incredible.
Yes.
Great for martinis. I mean, the nose on this thing is just unbelievable. I actually want a candle of this deep umami
A candle
gin.
of the gin.
Oh, hell yeah. It is, just smells so good. Um, and then the other one that we had was just great for gin and tonics. Um, and I can get the name of that. But this is an incredible company from California making awesome gin in the small batch form. And I think that they're going to be awesome game changers in the gin world. I just love what they're doing. I love the taste, the profile. I love that they're coming out with different things that you can do with a cocktail, or if you want to. I even think you could sip that one straight.
Yeah.
Seriously, and I'm a fan about some of my gins. I just like having it on ice, just putting like a little bit of ice or even no ice on, and just sipping it. Because there's so much flavor and complexity in some of these gins that it's just nice to sip on.
Yeah, and this one's all about like it's crafted with coastal botanicals. It's totally inspired by the ocean and the sunny, the fertileness of the coastline. It's super just alluring. And yeah, it's fresh and floral. It's got like this oceanic vibe to it. It
Totally.
really
Yep.
does. Like you can smell all of that and just reading the label, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like everything they're talking about this gin is true." And so if you want to experience, yeah, like a delicious gin, I mean, this is totally the way to go.
Yeah.
Pacific House Gin.
Montgomery Paulson is the master distiller that's making these hand crafted small batches in a California distillery. And the cool thing too is, um, as I dive in again, like the wine world, they have 11 um, profiles of fresh botanicals that they're using in their distillation, and one of them was juniper. The next one I think is Meyer lemon. So these flavors, elderflower, like um, one is called Grains of Paradise. I don't even know what that would be, but all these flavors that you're smelling and tasting and experiencing in these gins is what I've really come to enjoy while trying this brand.
Yeah. I really gotta say, I mean, we have tried a decent amount of
We
gin,
love gin.
and I think this one is like in the top definitely 5 that I've tried that I
Yep.
really, 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 really like. So we'll be showing pictures on our podcast page and then also our regular Nashville Wine Duo
The one we
page.
tried was Seaside.
Seaside.
Yeah, which is just great for gin and
I
tonics.
remember when he poured it because, like, we get sent some stuff, and sometimes I'm like, "Oh, what if it's bad?" I remember he poured it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love this."
Uh-huh. Yep.
So good. So you need to check this gin out, Pacific House Gin,
From
um,
California.
from California, and, it's a small batch, and
Follow
it's
them on
delicious.
Instagram,
Yes.
order some online, and treat yourself.
Heck yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.